Hola Bafetu. Welcome back. Welcome to the channel. And I welcome you to our new episode, Dillan Football Channel, Kaizer Chiefs Football Channel. We speak Kaizer Chiefs, and today we have, a news about I have a comment about the press conference that was called by Mr. Sinky Mnisi, the CEO of Royal AM, and there's comments that he made. He called a press conference, and he had to clarify things that involve him, stuff that have been said about him on the media, on social media, and by papers, and apparently he was aggrieved, so he wanted to clarify issues, and is still the CEO. That is one of the things that were in question. He's still the CEO of Royal AM, according to him, to himself, according to what he says, and the fact that he says he has placed himself under a special leave because of the saga and everything that is happening, and amongst things that he wanted to say, things that relate to what the journalists have written about him, and wanted to clarify their deals that were said that he was involved, and he sabotaged the club, and sabotaged the player. On the allegations that he is sinking Riley M. To be honest, when he defends himself, the fact that he says he was part of the project, taking Riley M from National First Division into PSL, even though there were cases and they ended up not making it into PSL, but they bought Swallows. I mean, they bought Bloemfontein Celtics, and everything that Royal AM has achieved since it had its first season in PSL. I mean, finishing in the top 8 and now competing in the African competitions, and we know Royal M is a very strong club. It's a very strong club. There were allegations labeled, I mean, leveled against him. Kutwa is sabotaging, or he has mistreated John Maduka, and the fact that he left the club because of him. But he responds to all those things. All those things. Part of the most important news, in fact, is what involves Kaizer Chiefs, because I think almost over half of what he said involves Kaizer Chiefs. And the first one is the transfer saga between Royal M, Letsoalo, and Kaizer Chiefs. So he says Kaizer Chiefs never submitted a formal bid, and there was never a written proposal from Kaizer Chiefs, and he was not involved in the transfer of Victor Letsoalo from Royal M to Sekhukhune United. Now he's a player of Sekhukhune United, and it is all well and fine. According to me, it's all well and fine. The fact that Kaizer Chiefs didn't finally submit a written formal bid, I understand it, and I support the club for these reasons. Sinky Mnisi went on radio. He said Kaizer Chiefs wants to buy a Rolls Royce with a price of Mazda, and suggesting that Victor Letsoalo is expensive, and Kaizer Chiefs must pay around about 20 million for that player, and Kaizer Chiefs didn't submit a formal bid. And I think it is all correct. Why would you have a CEO of the club going around speaking about if Kaizer Chiefs had not submitted a formal bid? Why would you speak on reports, on just rumors, and suggest that Kaizer Chiefs does not want to pay and embarrass the club? To be honest, there's a lot of things that have been going through throughout the season between Kaizer Chiefs and Royal AM, with Royal AM releasing press statements about Kaizer Chiefs, and that has been so unprofessional, and the comments made by Mr. Sinky Mnisi very unprofessional and unethical. For a CEO to say that, I understand on the side of Kaizer Chiefs not to submit a bid. Fully understand it. You don't want to do business with people who behave like that. It never ends well. There's no professionalism. There's no secrecy. There is no, the fact that it's two professional clubs. It's two clubs that are supposed to deal with each other. With that level of respect. There was no kind of respect. The fact that Kaizer Chiefs played away from such from such tendencies, I think is a good decision. It's a good decision. The second one involves Dillan Solomons, which is what worried me, before the whole thing, was clarified, and because he's been saying even on radio that Dylan Solomon is a player of Royal AM. He's not supposed to be sold by Swallows to Kaizer Chiefs. It is Royal AM that is supposed to sell to Kaizer Chiefs. So the story goes, when Swallows was under serious financial pressure, they approached Mamkis and Royal AM, and Mamkis, gave them 1.5 million, and they agreed on the transfer of three players: Rosia Kamaldin, Ketokwake, Ndlovu, and Dylan Solomons. And with those players, as far as Dylan Solomon is concerned, the player was not involved. The agent of the player was not involved. The player was not involved. The player didn't consent to the deal, didn't sign up to that deal. But there was a transfer between the clubs. That is what is being said. But on my side, my concern is this: is that why would clubs, chairmen, or whatever management of the club transfer players without the involvement of the player and the agent? It's very worrisome, because players are not just your property, your tangible property that you can sell and move wherever you like. Players are human beings. They need to give consent. They have a team. They have people that manage them. You cannot just, as Cristiano Ronaldo, a Manchester United player, without agreeing to anything, you wake up tomorrow, you are told you are playing for Manchester City. It doesn't work like that. You need to agree. You must be involved. So that is what happened. And later on, Kaizer Chiefs approached Swallows the right way, and the player the right way, and there was transfer that happened between Swallows FC and the player. The player's agent and the player actually agreed and signed for Kaizer Chiefs. And for the side, when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, on our side, everything was done the right way, and the player, it is confirmed, or it is said, he belongs to Kaizer Chiefs. And what remains right now is that Solos and Royal AM must sort out their financial issues. They had some transactions, some manga transactions that they need to sort out, and Kaizer Chiefs does not get involved in that. And indeed, I was worried if Dylan Solomons will be able to sign for Kaizer Chiefs, will be able to play for Kaizer Chiefs. And it is said, and I did ask even Oprah, Velile Myand, if you know Oprah V, and he confirmed that no, he's a player of Kaizer Chiefs. There's literally no issue around that, and the fact is that Raleigh and Solos must sort out their financial issues. And I don't know, man, if they're sorting out their financial issues, which is none of my business, but 1.5 million for three big players is it doesn't sound right for me. I don't know how much then Dylan Solomon was valued by Solos, how much Rosette Kamaldin was valued by Solos, how much Ndlovu was valued by Solos. But to sell three players, it means 500,000 each. I mean, Dylan Solomon's 500,000. I don't know. I really don't know. But that is what is left right now. It's just a legal issue that needs to be sorted. And this thing, Royal AM also, Mnisi yesterday confirms that they actually did the same thing with Ndumiso Mapena. They transferred him to Swallows. He was supposed to play for Swallows, but he says that it was upon Ndumiso Mapena to agree to go to the Swallows, to Swallows and play for Swallows, or if he didn't want to go, then it was in his choice. And I think the same logic should apply to Dylan Solomons, and I'm glad that Kaizer Chiefs did business the right way, and I hope we are out of Raleigh M, and especially for as long as Mr. Sinky Mnisi is there in Raleigh M. He doesn't strike me as a guy who knows how to conduct himself in this business. And for the fact that he had to call that kind of press briefing and say the things that he said, even about Umam Kize, the chairperson of the club, there's a lot of things. We can't deal with individuals like that. Kaizer Chiefs cannot be found to be dealing with individuals like that. Otherwise, I'm happy with how Kaizer Chiefs conducted its business with Letsoalo not submitting a formal bid to Raleigh M, and with Dylan Solomons going the right way. Let me hear your opinions. Dillan Football Channel, Kaizer Chiefs Football Channel, football from the fans' perspective. Love and peace.